Hello guys, and today I'm bringing you a dinosaur deck list. I really made this deck because I took inspiration from the movie Jurassic World. Well, I saw it and then thought I could make a dinosaur deck. So then I did some researching, played a bit through it with it, and then actually made a deck that I like. I quite like this. I might make it in real life. So actually I haven't played this deck in real life, even before thinking about making it on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. And it can't really compete with like the high decks that people just pay for, research one combo then wreck everyone. But at like local leagues where people not many people have the higher decks, you could probably actually like beat some people. Actually, I've played like on this Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro, I actually played some X-Sabers and Cliff Forts. Although it didn't win, it did actually like give them a run for their money. And I played a few more traditional decks and just like absolutely slaughtered them. So it's like in between really. But anyway, it's quite fun to play. I enjoy it. So I'm going to start with the deck list. I've got two Super Ancient Dino Beast, which can be tribute summoned by only tributing one dinosaur type monster, which is quite good actually really. That's the same with Sauropod Brachion, the next monster. And when you special summon a monster, when a dinosaur type monster is special summoned from your graveyard, you can draw one card. But that is like not the effect that I was going for there really, because I've only got one, that's called the Haunted. But a one tribute monster with 2,700 attack is ridiculous. Same with like if you put if you have Solidarity out and Jurassic World out, it can be like quite a high attacking monster. Next monster is Sauropod Brachion. It can't be special summoned from your deck, but I don't know how I'd do that. But it can be tribute summoned with only one monster. Same with Super Ancient Dino Beast. And when it's flip summoned, it flips everything into face down defense position. And if your opponent battles this card, any battle damage they take is doubled. So if they attack it face down the first time, they'll take double damage. But this ties in with a few of the other effects which I'll go on to now. Like Black Tyranno, if your opponent draws no cards except defense position monsters cards, this card can attack your opponent directly. So if Sauropod Brachion makes them all face down defense position, then Black Tyranno can attack directly. And with the same Sauropod Brachion making them face down defense position, Dark Triceratops can actually deal piercing damage to them. And with the increased attack from Solidarity and Jurassic World, that can actually amount to quite a lot of damage. Really, like you can actually like free turn kill them. I did with the Hydrogeddons and Solidarities. It's quite ridiculous actually. The level of damage you can get out if you can get your combo together. Next monster is two Black Brachii, but it's actually called Brachios in real life. They have actually got a mistake on this software. But anyway, when it's normal summoned, you can target one monster on the field and change that target to face up defense position. So that also ties in with Black Tyranno and Dark Triceratops in increased damage to their life points, or like with the piercing or the attack directly. So that's just an extra help if you haven't got Sauropod Brachion out on the field. And then also, the next monster is 3 Soros. It was in that set where they had like a few of the same monster like cards, like they had the same effect for each deck where you discard them, and you can add like the field spell to their hand. So you can discard this card and add Jurassic World from your deck to your hand. But with Fossil Dig, you can add Destroyosaurus to your hand, then discard it to add Jurassic World to your hand, which is quite easy. It's like better than having a terraforming because you can use them for other things. Like, you can use Fossil Dig for other monsters. Next monster is Black Velocii. It's basically Steamroid, where it will gain 400 attack when attacking, or loses 400 attack when it's attacked. But with Jurassic World, it'll only lose 100 attack, and with Solidarity, it won't even lose anything. Well, it'll lose something, but it won't lose anything of its base original attack. So it's not really a worry that might negative 400 attack because of the increased attack from the spell cards that I've got in this deck. Next card I've got is 3 Hydrogeddon. When it destroys a monster, you can special summon Hydrogeddon from your deck. It's got low attack points for a level 4 monster really, but with Solidarity and Jurassic World that isn't a problem. If you have either of them on the field, like the Hydrogeddon will be either 1,900 or 2,400 or even more. So that can get over quite a lot of monsters already, and then special summon another one which will have the same attack boost, which can either attack directly or destroy a monster again. So you can easily get either 2 or 3 Hydrogeddons out on the field and then deal substantial damage to their life points. So with the Solidarity in the Jurassic World, you can see is actually an important factor of this deck. The next 3 monsters I've got is Hyper Hammerhead. When it battles a monster and that monster isn't destroyed, like your opponent's monster isn't destroyed, that monster will return to the hand. But if the monster is a synchro monster or an XYZ or a fusion, or now, wait no, it won't work on the pendulums. They get sent to your hand, or the extra deck. If it's the XYZ or a synchro monster or a fusion monster, which was going on there, it will get sent to the extra deck rather than the hand. So it can get rid of quite some pesky monsters really if it's face down defense position and gets destroyed. So it's just one to think about when you're in a tight spot. The last monster is Gigasaurus. If you special summon from your hand, and if you do, your opponent can special summon one monster from the graveyard. It's really just for the first turn special summon if you draw it, and later in the game if you get it and want to special summon it, you should really look at their graveyard first, because if you special summon it and they have like a good monster, like a high attacking monster or a useful monster in their graveyard, they can special summon out, and it can really like mess you up. So before you special summon it, just think about looking at their graveyard and looking what they have in there, because I've seen people do it before when this deck was actually quite was bigger, when they brought out the structure deck of dinosaurs, and someone special summoned the Gigasaurus against me and I summoned like a blue eyes from my grave. So just something to think about. Anyway, now I got starting on to the spell cards. I got 3 Fossil Dig, which is basically the searcher of the deck. You can add 1 level 6 or lower dinosaur type monster from your deck to your hand, which is what I was saying about Destroyosaurus earlier. But you can always like first turn add a Gigasaurus to your hand or whatever if you want to like have more attacking monsters, or you can always add a Hydrogeddon if you've got like Jurassic World or something to destroy a monster and then special summon another Hydrogeddon. There's just really quite a lot of possibilities you can do, because it can actually add anything onwards from Dark Triceratops. So Dark Triceratops, Black Brachiosaurus, Destroyosaurus, Black Velocii, Hydrogeddon, Hyper Hammerhead, Gigasaurus, but not any of these 4, because they're higher than level 6 of course. Next spell is Dark Hole, which really doesn't need any explanation, it just does what it does. Mystical Space Typhoon is the same, it just does what it does, destroy 1 spell trap card in the field. That's just really to stop them actually just messing you up with their back row, because like a Mirror Force can be deadly to you, or like a Bottomless Trap Ball or anything can get rid of like the 1 Black Tyranno which is needed. The reasoning behind only having 1 Black Tyranno, 1 Sauropod and 2 Ancient Super Beast and 2 Dark Triceratops. If there's any more, it'll just clog the deck, because there'll be too many high level monsters to tribute summon, because this deck is based off tribute summoning really, rather than special summoning. Unless they're actually in your graveyard, you can call it the Haunted like Black Tyranno or something. Then next is the most important spell card really, it's Free Solidarity. If there is a monster in your graveyard with the same type as the monsters on your field, your monsters will gain 800 attack. So I can really put like Hydrogeddon to 1600, 1600, you can put it up to 2400 from 1600, and you can put Black Tyranno up to 3400, and Dark Triceratops to 3200 as some examples. But Solidarity, like, they like overlay onto each other, or like accumulate if you would. Like if you have 2 on the field, your monsters will gain 1600 attack, and then 3 on the field 2400. So you can actually put Black Tyranno with Solidarity alone up to 5000. That attacking directly is killer, that's just ridiculous. Same with Jurassic World, like that's an extra 300, so you potentially can get Black Tyranno up to 5300 and attack directly, which is ridiculous. Anyway, getting onto the spells, traps. Got 1 Bottomless, same again, no explanation needed. They're just really protection and like field control. Got 2 Threatening Roar, 1 Mirror Force, 1 Call of the Haunted, and 1 Solemn Warning. Next I'm going on to the extra deck, which is, and with Evolzar, Lagia and Dolgio, they're just for extra support. If you've got low attacking level 4s on your field and need to XYZ summon, you can XYZ summon either of these. Or if you do have a Solidarity, you can put these up to like 3100 and 3200, and also you got their effects, which are quite handy. Anyway, thank you for watching this episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck Lists. See you next time, guys.